Welcome back everybody, this is Campie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat the Frozen Tyrant event on Platinum difficulty. If you're well geared, this event isn't too difficult. But if you don't do enough damage, you're probably going to be swamped with a lot of baddies, or be trapped in a corner and possibly killed. But all in all, I didn't think this event was that difficult, except for the boss fight. It was a little bit long. At specific locations on the map, icicle shards will rain down from the sky. When you see the shadow appear, you should probably run back to where it came from, and then kill a crystal before enemies are hatched from them. If you run forward of the crystal, then you might approach more enemies and you might be pinched or attacked from both sides. So I see the shadows, I run back, and then I attack the shards. Don't worry about the big ice dudes, they're not nearly as dangerous as the fire guys. The ice dudes don't have that running attack, and their melee attack isn't that dangerous. They do have a charged attack, but you can pretty much run away from them while they're doing their charge attack, and they're not able to move while doing that attack as well. So go ahead and kill each group of enemies one at a time. You don't want to aggro all of them because it might be too much for you. If you move slowly forward, then it will set off the icicle traps, and then you can take care of the traps. And once you take care of the traps, you can take care of the groups. But in this instance, the traps and groups of enemies have to be dealt with at the same time. And the traps pretty much kill my decoy in like one shot. Or rather, there was 3 traps that blew up at the same time. So for this part, it was a bit tricky, but just take your time. And make sure that you don't do an auto run into the enemies. For this enemy, you want to dodge his boulder because it does moderate damage. And if you have decoy, you can pretty much get him to focus on that while you shoot him with arrows. There's more icicle traps down here, so try to trigger a couple of them at one time and then take care of the enemies. So 5 more shards appear here, 1 big one and 4 small ones. And then there's the big boulder chucker. If you run away, the big boulder chucker won't follow you. So if you're being harassed by him, just run. Now that I dealt with all those little enemies, I'll take care of the snow roller. Try to aggro as few enemies as possible. I took care of the snow thrower, so now I move down to engage the next group of enemies. If you have Pierce with Poison Arrow, it helps kill large groups of enemies. Even if they have a lot of life, it still does short work of them. You want to be careful around the glacial beasts, which summons large icicles, about 5 of them. And then they would do a ground stomp, which will summon a spiky carpet of ice. So you want to pay attention to those glacial beasts first. If you have decoy, use a decoy to take their focus off of you, and focus more on defense and staying alive than killing those beasts. A single shard won't do too much damage, but 2 or 3 of them might kill you. If they fall on you, it does damage, and if it explodes, it does even more damage. So you definitely want to run away before the icicles explode. If you run around in a circle, then the carpet can't hit you. And if you see the icicles, just run away from them, or run away from the beast. With both glacial beasts dispatched, you can take care of the snow roller now. It's really easy to dodge his attacks, and he doesn't attack very often. Killing the crystals is a lot easier than killing the enemies that spawn from the crystal. But kill the crystals / ice shards whenever it's convenient for you to do so. But don't kill them at the expense of your own safety, of course. The snow throwers are a nuisance, but they don't do a ton of damage. At least if you only have one of them, it's not too dangerous, but their attacks will slow you down. For this next part, when you get to the cave, you will have several ice shards appear from the left side and the right side, and then from the cave, enemies will come streaming out to kill you. So my strategy to beat this part more easily is I go into the middle, put down a decoy there, and run back to the left side of everything. And then I attack the ice shards, and enemies come out of the cave and I kill them. This way is nice so you don't get pincher attack from the left and the right and from above. Try to avoid getting hit by those small ice balls. They do deceptively a large amount of damage. I still rate their damage as moderate, but it does a lot more than you might suspect. The first time you get hit, that is. But I would worry more about those large icicles exploding in my face. For this next part, there's a bridge. And as you run across the bridge, icicles will rain down upon you. I think you're supposed to run all the way across and icicles are supposed to miss you. But when I tried doing that, the icicles end up hitting me and I had to use 2 potions. You might have to use 2 or 3 depending on how much health you have. So I pretty much played it safe and I ran up to the bridge until I saw the shadow of the icicles falling. Then I would run back to the direction of the beginning of the map. And I would pretty much rinse and repeat that. And it took about like 4 tries, was it? So with them gone, you can pretty much run up and the boss is next. I highly recommend that you use damage potion because this boss fight is kind of long. It's kind of long because he'll drop ice shards on you. And then ads will come out of that. Then he'll summon more little ice shards and nothing will come out of those. And then he'll do a shockwave, and a shockwave, it kind of follows you around. But that time the ice shard kind of the ice wave kind of got stuck in a wall, so it didn't really propagate and follow me around the room like usual. But yeah, you can see the ice shockwave there. It's kind of attacking my decoy, but it kind of attacks 5 times before it disappears rather than just once. So if you have a cooldown potion used, just drop the decoy down and take pot shots at the boss and just take your time. Just slowly wear him down. First time I killed this boss, it took me a long time to kill him, and there were so many ads on the screen. There must have been like at least 30 or so. I'm not really sure if there's a cap to how many enemies he can spawn or minions, but it seems pretty high. But then again, just take your time and play it safe. If you don't do enough damage, you probably have a room full of minions, and that could be a big problem. But if you have a lot of decent gear and you use a damage potion, it's not too bad a boss fight. Okay, as requested, I'll show you guys what I get. Hey, sweet, this is exactly what I wanted. As you probably have noticed, I don't have enough mana leech. So I constantly drink up to get mana back. And I'm kind of cheap, so I buy the horn because it's cheaper than the honey wine. Thanks for watching, everybody, and leave a comment on how I can improve my video if you would like to see some changes. Until next time, bye bye. So hard to cut. Oh shit. Is this like one of those drugs? Or probably one of those buckets, man. Good fight. Oh. One liquid's gushing out. Okay, good, it's on my piece. Fill it up with this drug. Is it drug?